Hi everyone, hope you're doing well, being safe and being kind. Welcome to Tarot by the Pines. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I am participating in the hashtag DECK FOMO. This hashtag was created by April over at Tarot and Witchery. Of course, I will put her channel in the description box below, so you can check that out if you haven't already. I love her channel. It is very cozy. I love her energy, and all of the discussion topics she has on there is incredible. So definitely check that out. So the hashtag DECK FOMO, which is about fear of missing out on tarot or decks in general, this hashtag has several prompts, and the first one is, what triggers deck FOMO for you? The main one is deck walkthroughs. I know this is very hypocritical since I promote deck walkthroughs. I've done deck walkthroughs, but if I see a deck walkthrough that I haven't seen before, especially on a deck that I have no clue about, I watch it and then I'm like, ooh, I really want this, but do I need it? That's the question. But deck walkthroughs is a big one. The second one is deck sales. I love a good deck sale. If I see a deck that perhaps I have been keeping my eye on and it has gone on sale, whether it's $5 to $10 off, I will be triggered to buy it, and it just really builds that deck FOMO up for me. The next prompt is, what is a FOMO deck purchase you regret? I have quite a few. I have gotten some decks rehomed recently, so that's good. But the two main ones that are coming to mind are the Disney's Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot and Disney Villains. I am a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, and I really love Disney Villains. It's just something I really gravitate towards too, and those decks, while they are interesting to work with, they not necessarily work as a tarot deck. But of course, if you want to check my deck walkthroughs of these decks, I will put them in the description box below. The next prompt is, how do you set limits? And this is a great question. I have recently posted a video on that, of how to basically set limits on how many decks you buy and what constitutes you buying a deck. So definitely check that video out, and I will put it in the description box below. The next prompt is, how many decks do you have? So for tarot, I have roughly 32 tarot decks and 6 oracle decks. So clearly I am biased towards one over the other. The next prompt is, how many decks do you need? And the emphasis on need. Need is the important word for this question. Technically, you only need one tarot deck, but if you are someone like me, I kind of need multiple decks that are seasonal. I really like using decks throughout each different season, like spring, summer, fall, winter. I really like using different decks for different seasons. So if you're like me, then probably multiple. But do you need all of these tarot decks? No, but I definitely want them. The next prompt is, what is a positive deck purchase from FOMO? The Spacious Tarot. That is a tarot deck I've seen floating around on Instagram and on the YouTubes, the Tarot Tube, and it didn't initially click for me in terms of the artwork. It is a very environmental deck, and as for someone who was still, learning the basics of tarot, it's something that I couldn't really read. But now that I am more in tune with the tarot system, the tarot meanings, I can jive with it. So I am really happy I purchased that deck. It is one of my all-time favorites. And more recently, the Way Home Tarot, that has become a recent deck FOMO purchase that I really enjoy. More recently, This Might Hurt Tarot deck. That is a deck that I wanted for a really long time, but the fact that it has snakes on the back of the cards was a deal breaker for me. I have a phobia for snakes, so it has taken me a really long time to get past that. But I really love that tarot deck. I love how open it is, how inclusive, how diverse, and that the fact that it has queerness in it. It's really a game changer for me. So I finally got that deck. I'm really in love with it. The final prompt is, what are your thoughts on the current state of deck FOMO in our community? Now, I can only speak for myself. I know many moons ago, divination tools weren't as easily accessible as they are now. I believe you can only get them at metaphysical shops or witchy shops. You didn't have like Amazon or perhaps other retailers selling these things. So that the fact that, the retailers are selling them and not just independent shops, that has contributed to skyrocketing into mainstream and deck FOMO, especially with the pandemic that has recently happened and is still ongoing. We were, locked down, isolated. We were at home in front of our TV screens, computer screens, on our phones, and the fact that we have a online store in our hands or in front of our faces without going anywhere, that has really also contributed to deck FOMO. Um, and especially with YouTube and the tarot tube, that has also contributed to deck FOMO. It's it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Of course, recently did a video where I tallied of all of the decks that I recently purchased within 5 years of being exposed to divination. I will put that video in the description box below so you can check that out as well. And the fact that more and more people are making decks, they're using tarot for for their business, doing tarot readings, out of, as their career. It's kind of like a snowball effect. It has multiple different factors into it. I am more self-aware and more self-conscious of the decks that I buy, and more invest in specific decks that are very unique and support independent artists. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and let me know in the comments if you have participated in this hashtag, and link your video in there so I can watch as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for April for creating this lovely hashtag. It was very fun answering these questions. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you for Tarot by Pines.